Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Friday, the 22nd of September. A deluge of heavy rain is set to stall over the north. Met Service has issued weather alerts for the North Island as the rain that has plunged Southland and Queenstown lakes into a state of emergency tracks up the island. There are currently 25 weather watches and warnings in force across the country. Snow is falling in the Canterbury High Country. NIWA Principal Scientist Chris Brandolino says the weather is looking the most concerning from Sunday.
Bay of Plenty, Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, Coromandel, parts of Auckland and Northland. Another low coming from the north could bring some very heavy rain.
Southland farmer Pete Turner says water has been rushing through his paddocks.
We try and stick on the positives, but it has been a negative. Yeah, we're all in the middle of lambing, and to get that amount of rain, it's not a positive thing at present.
MPI's head of biosecurity isn't surprised a farm's been found with Mycoplasma bovis. More than 1,000 cattle are set to be culled on a Selwyn dairy farm. The news comes months after it was announced New Zealand had no known cases of it. Stu Anderson says there was always a possibility this could happen.
We've been signalling that we may still find the odd infected property out there. Spring's, of course, the time when it's more likely to happen.
Another jump in cases of a gut parasite in Queenstown. There are now 23 people confirmed to have cryptosporidium, an increase of 2 in the last 24 hours. A source of infection has yet to be identified. Investigations are ongoing. A boil water notice is still in place. NZ First Leader Winston Peters has railed against what he calls the neoliberal far-right and communist ideology that he says has taken over the country. He's delivered a speech to a packed hall of more than 200 people in Auckland's Remuera, in the heart of the Epsom electorate held by David Seymour. Peters drew the loudest applause when speaking about his policy to have a full-scale inquiry into the COVID response. He also took aim at the climate change and tax policies of other parties and repeated he would not work with the Labour Party after the election. Labour's committing to extending its free lunches in schools program for another 3 years if re-elected. In its current form, the policy finishes at the end of next year. Chris Hipkins says the move means kids at 1,000 schools in Kura will receive a free lunch every school day for the next 3 years. And National's vowing to also keep free school lunches. Leader Chris Luxon says the program will be a priority.
But we are also concerned about waste and efficiency and effectiveness of the program, and we're wanting to look at that like we want to look at all programs.
To sport, and the French men's rugby team are sweating on the condition of their talismanic captain Antoine Dupont at the World Cup after the star halfback suffered a suspected jaw fracture in their record 96-0 victory over Namibia. Brisbane coach Kevin Walters insists his inexperienced young Broncos squad won't implode under the weight of expectations in the NRL preliminary final against the Warriors. Olympic boxing bronze medalist David Nika has withdrawn from contention for the Paris 2024 Games, choosing instead to focus on his professional career. I'm Raylene Ramsey, and that is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.